to me. I want to talk to Ken Cash because he may well have been on nights. He's one of Cork's better-known taxi drivers driving a cab at night, and he gets to see quite a lot of activity around our streets. This has much to do with the various stories I've had with girls on the air about a particular taxi driver and his carry-on. Let me talk to Ken and see if he heard any of those emails when he was around and about over the past couple of days. Ken, good morning. Did you hear any of the calls or the emails that I read out involving different girls on different occasions?
I didn't hear them live. I just heard them second-hand off different taxi drivers.
Okay.
I was very surprised, I'll be honest with you. At the start, Colin has told me that the Gardaí have somebody in mind, and the National Transport have confirmed that somebody's there. But until
such time as one or all of the girls make an official complaint at a Garda station, they're not doing anything about this. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You see, the thing with taxis, it's I've had to put this across. It's so easy to get caught because, it's like a mugger going out there with his name printed across the front of his T-shirt and across the back. Like a taxi driver is out there. He's got his roof sign number. He's got the roof sign number on the side of his door. He's got his reg number. He's got his driver's identification on the dashboard. So if you were to abuse a customer in any way, then all they have to do is take down any of those numbers and you're caught.
But would it be the customer's word against your word then, I wonder?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
The problem, what I thought first about on hearing this story about the young girl is that it was probably an unlicensed driver. Now, an unlicensed driver is somebody who could just go out there by night, steal a roof sign off another cab, stick it on his own private car, go out at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, into Patrick Street of a weekend night after the club's closed and pick up whatever he wants off the street.
Yeah.
That was my original opinion.
Yeah, has that opinion changed?
Well, if the girl has gone to the Gardaí and the Gardaí have somebody in mind that they're actually questioning somebody.
No, they're not. None of that. No, it hasn't got that far in any way, shape or form. I mean, this guy also, apparently you can just go away and buy a roof sign and buy the stickers and just put them on your own car. You can even go away and buy a meter, apparently, and away you go.
You can buy a meter, but it's like going into a shop and buying dynamite or something, someone it's going to ring bells and you can't actually buy the sticker. The sticker.
Oh, Paul Byrne bought stickers.
Did he?
He did. Oh no, he was able to pick up the phone and buy whatever he wanted. The taxi regulator said that there is a man of the same name on their books operating as a Cork taxi driver. But the name I have is a fairly common name, so there could be more than one of these guys. But we'll have to wait and see with regards to that one. What's the response from various taxi drivers? Are they angry about this? Do they think that they're...
Very much so. If one fella's letting us all down, then it's going to sweep across the board,
Yeah. What are nights like, Ken? You're out and about.
Nights are mad.
Into the wee small hours. Mad. How do you mean by mad?
Well, on Friday and Saturday nights especially, my one bugbear at the moment, I've sent you emails about this before, is young girls going home alone, either walking home, getting into taxis alone, having no fear for their personal safety. They're in town, they get bladdered, jump into a taxi. Like I said, the fella last week who have tried to abscond that girl may not have been a licensed taxi. He may just have had a roof sign on, and they have scant regard for their own safety. At 3 o'clock in the morning, they walk home, jump into any car, and that's what bugs me really at the moment.
So you see them isolated on the streets late at night, the worse for wear?
Yes, very much so.
So they're easy prey?
Easy prey has been very good to it.
Yeah.
I've helped girls into their houses and opened their front doors on many occasions because they're just too drunk to get out of the cab, too drunk to open the door. And this goes on, and
have you done that more than once?
I've done it at least a dozen times in the last year. How
do you find out where they live?
Oh, they'll more they more or less point. A lot of them can't speak, they just point. And sometimes you actually do a couple of laps of the housing estate before they can actually get to their door.
Right, and would you have to have a route in their bag then for a key?
No, once ever I did that, and I was completely against their will because the girl I wasn't looking for the fare, I was looking for her house keys because she got out of the car up in, I won't say the estate, but up in Rochestown, and she was so drunk that she got out of the car and she fell down on the side of the road and she got sick, and she put her head into the sick. And I know just from olden times that inhaling vomit can cause death. Now, I didn't want to touch the girl, but I'm sure the judge wouldn't have, in the coroner report, wouldn't have looked well upon me if I said I didn't want to touch her, but she died from inhaling her own vomit.
Yeah, but no one would leave a young girl on the side. No, you know.
So I had to pick her up, lift her. She vomited a second time, did the same thing, lift her a second time. Eventually brought her to her front door, knocked on the front door. The mother wouldn't answer the door, and so she was shouting at me to go to her bag, which I refused to do. Eventually she opened her bag and emptied the contents out onto the side of the road, and I found a house key for her and left her into her front door.
Okay. I'm going to hold you there. I hope I can pick up on this after 10.
The Neil Prendeville Show. With Nissan, you'll never look back with our pioneering innovation behind you. Red FM Conversation.
This is the Neil Prendeville Show.
Talking to Ken Cash, the taxi driver. Ken, thank you for holding. Were you working last night?
No.
All right.
Not last night, Tuesday night.
Okay, I've no fear for you then. I didn't drag you out of bed. Did you get her in the door then after you picked her up from having got sick on a couple of occasions?
I did.
Yeah.
After I found the key, we'd banged on the door a few times, and her mother actually answered the door eventually.
Would she have been, 18, 19, 20, early 20s?
About 20, I'd imagine.
Right. And what time was that at?
It was about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. And the reaction from the mum?
No reaction. She just pulled her in the door and closed the door.
Did you get paid?
I did. She had €15 in her bag, and she offered me €15.
Yeah. So that's not an exceptional story, as you say. Maybe you've done that about a dozen times.
At least, yeah.
No,
it's not exceptional by any means. What I would say to young girls is trying to get taxis home. Go into a base. If you are alone, no, if you have a friend with you, by all means get into a taxi, have your friend take a photograph of his side door. Now, if you take a photograph of his side door, you will have his taxi number. The taxi driver will see you taking a photograph of his side door, and he'll know.
How's he going to feel about that, Ken?
Sometimes not too good. I've known a few taxi drivers who get a bit saucy about it. They don't like having their side door numbers taken, but at the same time, it's fully allowed, you know. And either do that with a friend and then get in the taxi alone, or else go to a taxi base. There's plenty of bases around town. You have Glen Eyre up on McCurtain Street. You have Taxi Co-op or K-Cabs on Washington Street. On the south side, you have my own base, probably the most reliable taxi base in the city, Douglas Street Cabs.
Yeah, they're
and
good.
You can walk into a base and just wait there, and you'll get a taxi, and then that taxi is fully traced. You know who you're getting into. The taxi base operator knows who's bringing the girls home.
But isn't it true that the condition that some of them would be in, they're not capable of walking any distance?
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
And why... Everybody's entitled to have a night out and have a few drinks, but why does it seem to be that they get into such a bad state so regularly? Is it that drinking culture and what they're drinking has changed so radically?
I think the drinking culture has been going on the same for the last 100 odd years.
You think?
Yeah, I think I can remember someone quoting a newspaper, Cork Examiner news quote from back in the early 1900s about Cork City of a Saturday night, and when he read out the article, about 100 years back, and the article read more or less the same as it reads today.
No change there then? Yeah.
No change there, no.
Yeah. I just thought that maybe what young people were drinking, it was much stronger alcohol. It had much higher proof, but maybe I'm wrong, you know. The days of bottles of beer seem to be well gone now, and it's shots of this, and a lot of whiskey's been drank by young people, a lot of vodka's been drank by young people, a lot of gin, a lot of cocktails, and a lot of these are very slight girls. You know, they're not carrying weight to be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
I do. understand completely, and they all come out on the street. Thankfully, that the licensing hours changed a little bit about 3 months back, as now the nightclubs close at 2:30, whereas the late night bars close at 2 a.m. So there's a bit of staggering there on the closing times, and that helps the taxis, as in not everyone is out on the street at exactly 3 a.m., which used to be the case. It's a little bit more staggered now at the moment.
Yeah,
and that helps a lot.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to see what happens with regards to this particular individual who's been trying it on with lots of different girls. 8 different emails and contacts I've had from